As America commemorates 50 years since the March on Washington and Martin Luther King's iconic I Have a Dream speech, people here are rightly focusing on what the event meant to the African-American community. But it was important for another group too, America's Jews, many of whom were deeply involved in the civil rights movement. 28th of August, 1963. A generation of activists pours into Washington, set to be galvanized by Martin Luther King. And among them are not just African-American protesters, but Jewish ones as well. Rabbi Matthew Simon was one of them. His own father, seen here on the centre-right, was an advisor to Martin Luther King. And Rabbi Simon flew all the way from California to stand up for social justice on the Mall in Washington. For him, taking part in the march was a transformative experience.
It was powerful. It was energizing. It made you want to, first of all, it validated why you were there. Very important. When you fly 3,000 miles, you want to make sure you're in the right place. He let you know yes.
He felt that there were many similarities between the Jewish and African-American religious experiences that spoke to him personally.
The scriptures are the same scripture. And Dr. King and black preachers, like Dr. King, quoted words that we use in our services. So as a Jew, or as an American Protestant or American Catholic, the words were words that we all knew. And that resonated with any rabbi. It is wonderful to hear Amos, Hosea, Isaiah quoted in such personal terms, and to bring that terminology to the work that still had not been done in the United States.
Experts say it wasn't only those common inspirations, but also common experiences of prejudice that encouraged the Jewish community to get involved in the civil rights struggle.
The civil rights movement had a very significant set of alliances between Jewish organizations and African-American organizations. Many of the Jewish immigrants coming here following World War II were not welcome in universities where they can study and teach now. German, Jewish-speaking immigrants to the United States who were scholars in Europe found refuge at historically black colleges and universities where they were welcome to teach.
Rabbi James Rudin explains that as well as living and learning alongside African Americans, Jews could also help attract publicity for the cause of civil rights. But not all the attention was welcome.
I think I and my rabbinic colleagues made a great contribution because we came from the North and the Midwest. We were not from Mississippi. And so we got a lot of publicity. Marching around carrying a sign, it said, let my people vote, or voting is an American right, or voting for all Americans. We were heckled, made fun of. Actually, people spit on me. And looking back, it took more courage than I thought at the time.
Jews from across America flocked to the March on Washington in 1963, not only because many of them had experienced similar kind of prejudice to that suffered by African Americans, but also because through shared religious language, they felt a part of that struggle for civil rights. There's little doubt that Jewish voices played a key part in the many civil rights victories in the decades to come. This is Lorna Shaddick for JN1 in Washington.